Hey everyone, Ron Bernier coming to you from baseballsimresearch.com. Today we're going to look at the new cross-season board reader, which allows you to import teams from multiple board readers into one. So you can, for example, today I'm going to play a game from the 64 Dodgers and the 78 Red Sox. Now, obviously, every time you want to play a game between two teams, you might not have to come in and import these teams every single time. Once you import them into a spreadsheet, they're there permanently. Save the spreadsheet as whatever project it is you're working on. So the spreadsheet will default opening up to the rosters tab. Or if it doesn't for whatever reason, just go ahead and click on the rosters tab. Next, we're going to go to 1964 spreadsheet for the board reader. And it imports all the teams into the drop-down list. Okay, we're going to import Los Angeles, and I did that on purpose. Chose Milwaukee. If you misclick a team, you just click on no. I don't want to import that team. It won't do anything. Click on Los Angeles. I'm going to say yes. So at this point, what the spreadsheet is doing is it's writing all of the ratings from, in this particular case, the 1964 spreadsheet. And it is setting everything up for that team, writing all the cells, etc. When it's done, it'll say imported Los Angeles Senior Circuit. You click OK. Next, I'm going to go choose the 1978 season. 1978 board reader. Now these are the drop-down list is those teams, right? Because Toronto and Texas weren't in 1964. So as you can see here, everything's updated. You can click on Boston. Import. So there's a limit of 20 senior circuit teams, 20 junior circuit teams, and an overall limit of 1,999 players that can be imported into a specific board reader. So usually here in cell A5, you'll see the year for the board reader. For example, if you're doing the new 2016, it'll say 2016 there. That appends that to the team name over here in these cells, which will update momentarily. But it doesn't do that because it's different seasons here. So one of the things that you might want to do is put 74 Los Angeles or 1974 Los Angeles. In this particular case, I'm going to just remind myself that they're from the National League. And from Boston, I'm going to put 78 Boston. All right. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the nicknames anyway. All right. So at this point, we can play a game between the 74 Dodgers, 78 Red Sox. So we can come over here to the main tab. We have to set up the game now. If you're familiar with the current board readers, we have the As Played Lineups feature. Allows you to quickly load the lineups and start a game. It's wicked fast. Sets up everything for you. It's pretty slick. But obviously, if you're playing with teams from different seasons, there are going to be no as-played lineups. Okay, so we're going to set up our season old school style here. 74 Los Angeles. I do already have a couple sample lineups ready here that I'm just going to load from. So we're going to do Maury Wills, Junior Gilliam, Jim Gilliam, Junior Gilliam. Good question. And, okay, it was both. All right. Willie Davis, Tommy Davis. So Willie, Tommy, Ron Fairley, Howard Roseborough, and Warhas. All right, and we got 6, 4, 8, 7, 9, 3, 9, 2, 5. Now I'm not going to fill out the pictures yet, and I'll show you why in a minute. Now I'm going to choose the Red Sox, 78 Boston, and we're going to do their lineup. Now I'm a little more familiar with the 78 Red Sox than I am with the 64 Dodgers. So I'm going to do lineup here. I'm not going to use a DH because we're playing with other DH rule here. What position am I missing? Oh, Freddie Lynn. Who can forget Freddie? Actually, I saw a show last night with Freddie Lynn, the 20 best games of all time, the #1 game, the 6th game of the World Series, 1975. So we're going to put Rice in left and Yaz at first because there's no DH. All right, so as you can see, one of the hassles, I'm just going to make sure I've got all the positions right here by putting a 1 there. Yep, okay. So one of the things that happens when when you're not using as played lineups is it takes a while to load all these lineups, as you saw. Kind of a pain. So what I've done, and I'm just going to unhide the surprise here. To replace the as played lineups, I've added these visitor lineups and home lineups management. So if I set a lineup, okay, right now 74 Los Angeles, don't have the pitcher in there, and I'm going to save this visitor lineup. And let's say for whatever reason, you can name it anything. This lineup pertains only to Senior Circuit 74 Los Angeles National League. So if you change that team name, you're going to lose your lineups. Okay, so once you set your team names, leave your team names the way they are. That way you don't lose all your lineups. So I know Torres is going to be pitching, so let's just say this is my default versus right-handed pitchers for the Dodgers. Should be 64 Dodgers. So let me go fix that before I go and save the lineup. All right. And now I got to change this. 64 Los Angeles. There we go. All the ratings are back. So I'm going to save this lineup. This is going to be my default versus right-handed pitchers. Okay, for the 64 Dodgers. Lineup saved. I click on Save Home Lineup. This is going to be my versus left-handed pitcher because I know Koufax is going to be pitching. So this is going to be my left-handed lineup for Boston. You can name them whatever the heck you want. They should mean something to you. And that way when you go to retrieve them, you'll know what they mean. Okay, so we've got everything set up, and now we would go ahead and add the pitchers in here, but I'm just going to show you how this works with retrieving those lineups. I'm going to actually change and put Boston on the road, and I'm going to change and put the Dodgers at home. Alright, so now this cell here and this cell here are used for retrieving the lineups. Right now when I click on them, there's nothing there. Okay, to list them, to create the list, you have to click on List Visitor Lineups and List Home Lineups. Okay, so if I click on List Visitor Lineups, you'll see I now have a drop down. I can go choose this versus left-handed pitcher. It's pretty small, the font. I haven't found a way in Excel to fix that yet. So I choose the lineup I'm going to use, and that's going to give you all the lineups that you've chosen for any team that's in the junior circuit named 78 space Boston. Okay, so that's why you don't want to go renaming those. So you choose the lineup you want to use, click on Load Lineup, boom, and now I've got, you know, Remy, Burleson, Rice, Yaz. I got that lineup that I had down here and still have. I'm going to list the home lineups. I choose versus right-hand pitcher, and I choose load this lineup. So let's say I also want to have an alternate, right? Backup catcher for the 64 Dodgers. Let's see. 64. Fielding. Let's see. Roster by position. Okay, Doug Camilli. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to choose Camilli. Put him as catcher. I'm going to save this lineup, right? I'm going to say versus right-handed pitcher Camilli. Lineup saved. I list the home lineups, and now I have the Camilli or Roseboro. I choose the one with Roseboro. Boom, Roseboro's listed, and I choose Camilli, and now Camilli is listed. Okay, so now I can go choose my starting pitchers. Right, I'm going to choose Mike Torres because I really want to give up a late inning home run to Maury Wells. That would be awesome, like a late 3-inning home run when with kind of a late fall afternoon lighting. So, not that I'm bitter about that at all, but anyway. All right. And I'm going to choose Koufax because I want to get my butt kicked by the Dodgers. Boom and boom. All right. So now I'm ready to play the game. You'll notice that we've expanded this cell, this column, just so these team names, which are going to be a little bit longer now, probably with this cross-season capability. And I'd have to use Koufax over here as well. All right. So now I'd be all set to play 78 Red Sox against the 64 Dodgers. And gameplay works from there just like normal. Same features, new features that I had in my last video. Hide the play result text if you want. Reminders will take care of the base situation, the outs. Won't take care of infield position, but it will change it to red when you need to decide whether or not you want to move the infield in. Everything else pretty much the same. Don't forget the base runners, play-by-play that shows up, all that kind of stuff. There was one bug with the intentional walk button that's been resolved, so that's all set to go. So that is basically it for the cross-season board reader. That's going to allow you to save custom lineups. This custom lineup functionality we probably will add to the as-played single-season board readers too, so that people that don't want to use the as-played lineups can save their own lineups as well. So that's it for today. You can visit my website at www.baseballsimresearch.com. You can visit National Pastime. Sorry, my PC's misbehaving while I'm trying to do this. You can visit Bill's website, www.ntlpt.com, nationalpastime.com. And everything on both sites is free, so enjoy.